Welcome Sagittarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 24th of June for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now I'm showing your event chart, and your ruling planet Jupiter is really going to be influential this week. It starts the week in a great alliance with Venus. In traditional astrology, these are known as the lesser and greater benefics. But it could be that your connection to someone could see some very good advice heading your way. It might be on a long-term financial situation, such as a property, a rental, maybe it's to do with a mortgage or a savings plan, but the advice that you get could steer you in a very productive way. Now, last week's full moon was asking you to get the ins and outgoings in your situation more tightly nailed down. But because Mercury, the planet of trade and relating, links in such a solid way to Saturn, I think you're actually going to be quite cautious, despite the fact that Jupiter does link so well to both Venus and then the Sun in that part of your situation to do with shared resources. But it could be you that's giving someone some great advice. But also Mars in your 6th house, which has given you much greater dynamism and potentially much greater stamina, that's forging a very positive link to Venus as well, which peaks by the end of the week. Sometimes it is about really just analysing our resources in a very sliced up way and seeing where we can tweak things and squeeze a bit more from the overall mix. And I think that combination could really give you a desire to do that. But of course the 8th house can also be very much to do with who we want to be close to. So having Jupiter in your sector of relating, linking so well to the Sun and Venus, is good if you're wanting to get closer to someone. But right at the start of the week, the moon moves out of Capricorn and applies to Pluto in your 3rd house. And you may have an exchange. It could be by text message or email, and the information you get early in the week might seem a little bit disappointing. But stay open-minded, because Mercury then goes on to forge an excellent link to Uranus. And even if something does feel a bit stuck, you could by the end of the week find a fresh approach which unlocks a solution. But Saturn does go into a retrograde for 20 weeks from Saturday through to the middle of November. Saturn has been providing some resistance around where you live, family and emotional matters for the last 15 months. And it may have not been a particularly easy phase in some ways. But what Saturn's been teaching you is to urge you to take your feelings and your needs seriously. And I think the retrograde is just going to be more of that, but perhaps more intensely. And that actually can be something you can gain a lot from. Also, as the week draws to a close, Venus and Mars forge a really perfect alliance, which could be good if you are getting closer to someone or you're in a relationship where you're very committed. And if you're very aligned about the family, for example, that Saturn retrograde won't change the fact that you could be very close and on good terms. But also Black Moon Lilith moves into Libra as the week ends, where it will be through to next March. And if you are single, don't underestimate how your links to other people, whether it's through shared interest, a group of people, a sports team, that could be a clue of how you can connect to someone through to the middle of March 2025. It's been a real pleasure being with you, Sagittarius. Have a great week, and if you've yet to subscribe, please do so now.